Joining us now, running back from The Ohio State University. And by the way, he joins us today to remind you to get 24/7 lasting freshness with Old Spice Swagger deodorant and body wash. Visit oldspice.com to find out where to get Swagger at a store near you and to learn about the School of Swagger mentorship program. King of Swagger from Ohio State University, Quinshon Judkins. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to be here. I've partnered with Old Spice, and I love something about their School of Swagger and their mentorship program. And this time in draft process, they helped me stay my freshest. So excited and thankful to be here.
You've done a great job of selling the product. And that red is kind of Ohio State. Not quite.
Right.
It's close. It's better than blue.
It's really close. I love the rocket. It's one of my favorite colors. So definitely way better than blue.
Would you have said no to Old Spice if their color was blue?
I might have. It might have been some repercussions or something. Yeah.
How long did it take you when you transferred to Ohio State to fully accept and embrace the whole school up north thing?
I think that was one of the things that I embraced when I took my first visit, when I first got here on campus, and this really see how surreal everything was and how the true experience was and how everybody took the culture of this place so serious. But I really would say probably my first time when I first enrolled, like my first day in pads and practice and playing in the shoe too as well.
It is amazing. I've got family in Columbus, and just the level of animosity between those two programs, there's nothing like it that I've seen anywhere else. There's nothing like it in the NFL. And I'm sure other college programs would say, oh, our rivalry is this fierce. I've never seen anything like that border war and that hatred between Ohio State and I respect the audience, the school up north.
Thank you. Appreciate you. And yes, definitely one of a kind. Ohio State is definitely one of a kind place. It's like no other. It's many different rivalries in college football, but I don't think anything tops this one.
Hey, and I know they can claim the bragging rights. They got lucky last year, but the bottom line is you guys won the national championship, and you were a big reason for it with 3 touchdowns in that national championship game against Notre Dame. I was watching the highlights last night, and look, you ran 4.48, right? 4.48?
Yep, 4.48.
Okay. You had that 70-yard run. I'm sure you had to be thinking, how are they catching me at the 5? How did they catch you at the 5?
Man, I had a for the love of the game route play before, well down the field, like 50 yards. So I'm trying to clear it for the under, and then next play we run freaking inside zone, and I'll take it 80, 70-some yards. So gas.
Well, it's almost like you knew there was a guy to your right. The guy kind of came up on you. Like, I'm not even sure. Did you have any idea there was a guy right behind you? Because you seemed to be watching the guy who was trying to get an angle and get you before the goal.
No, definitely. I'm just running, man. Just in the moment. I see one guy to my right, so I'm trying to get away from him.
What goes through your body when you break into the open and you know you've got that opportunity to hit a home run?
Man, just adrenaline and that mentality that nobody's gonna touch me. Taking 80 yarders to the end zone many times before, and every time I get loose and once I break it to that second level, I'm going.
And you did cap the drive with the touchdown anyway. So you still got the score. It was just a couple of plays later. The 4.48 that you ran in the 40, were you happy with that, or were you hoping to get a little bit better than that? I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying
it's a really great time. Yeah, definitely. Was really satisfied with that time. Had some lower times when I ran before the combine. So I think if I could have ran a lower time like I trained, it would have been amazing. But that was a great time for me too.
Isn't it the damnedest thing after playing football for all those years? You got to learn a completely different thing that you never had to do, especially getting out of the blocks to start it. I've heard that's the hardest part. How long did it take you to adapt to this different way of performing, so different than how you perform on a football field?
I mean, just my ability to adjust as a player, I would say, has been one of my advantages. But also just having so little time to prepare to, like, just won a national championship, have our parade, and then a day later you're going to prepare for the combine. So just being able to adjust and be able to learn new things. But at the end of the day, the athleticism, it shows. So just learning the technique, that's really the biggest thing.
Now, I got to ask you this question. It's unrelated to anything political. This is nonpartisan. I have to know because I've seen the video. I'm trying to understand it. What happened with the trophy when you guys went to the White House?
I don't know. I was not at the White House. I had to go to my dad's birthday and go back home with my family, but I did not see. I think I seen a clip of it actually, and they almost dropped the trophy, and then Trey caught it. I seen that clip, but I'm not too sure. But I was glad he did. He did that. I'm glad he was there.
How much have you been talking to Travion as you guys are on this shared journey of heading toward the draft?
A lot. We check in every other day with each other, just making sure we're both enjoying our process, and what we think about, certain visits that we go on, and how we're just taking it all in. So, just good to hear from him.
I want to be careful how I frame this because last year Malik Neighbors and Jaden Daniels got themselves into a little trouble when they had a wager about Rookie of the Year. Is there any type of friendly competition between you and Travion as to who goes first in the draft?
Nah, we don't really think like that. I think at the end of the day, for us both, it's just going on the field and just trying to perform and do our best. That's how we have our friendly competition. Is just push each other to be the best. But aside from that, the things that we can't control, we don't really talk about those things.
Is your personal goal, Quinshon, to go as high as possible or to land? And I'm not going to ask you where, but would you rather go as high as possible or land in a spot where you think your career is going to be better off?
My personal goal is to go to a team that's a great landing spot and also just contribute like I did everywhere I played. Could be the first pick or the last pick. I'm gonna come in with the same mentality, which is to work and give my best to an organization.
I was talking to Ashton Jenny about this yesterday. There's two different schools of thought with running backs. You got the workhorse that touches the ball 25, 30 times a game. And then you've got like Jahmyr Gibbs in Detroit. And they're not bashful about acknowledging that the goal is to extend his career. They split the carries with him and David Montgomery. How are you more comfortable? Do you want to be workhorse or do you gravitate toward a shared workload like you had with Travion at Ohio State?
I think that's one of the things that's in my bag, man. It's like I can be both. Go to Ole Miss and 1,500 yards, being the workhorse guy, and then go to an offense at Ohio State, sharing the backfield with Travion, and still having another 1,000-yard season. So just my ability to do both of those things, I mean, I'm really comfortable with either.
Yeah, you went to Ole Miss after coming out of high school with a 3-star rating. How much of that drove you to reach the level of performance and achievement that you reached in college?
I think as an athlete too, man, like as a competitor, it drives anyone. If you want to be special, and prove yourself right, and just try to work every day and be your best self, I think it drove me a lot in my process.
And look, I know that ultimately, the longer you're on the board, it becomes something where you can end up getting a chip on your shoulder. Guys like Amon-Ra St. Brown, he can recite the name of every receiver taken in front of him. Are you going to have that kind of edge? Like if you slip a little bit, maybe longer than you hope, does that ultimately become a benefit where it fuels you to kind of have the same reaction that you did when you went to college?
Regardless, I'm gonna have the same edge. I think that's just who I am as a player. Player that has passion, that has grit, the things that you can't coach. So regardless of where I go in this draft, I'm coming in with the same mentality.
Give me your pitch, your last final closing argument as to what you'd say to coaches, GMs, owners. They're trying to decide what to do. They're on the clock, need a running back. Why should they write your name down on the card?
I mean, man, look, you draft me. My guy's power, speed, elusiveness, vision, uh, have great hands, can catch anywhere on the field, ability, be one-on-ones, the linebackers in the slot, wherever on the field. But just a home run hitter, playmaker, and just a guy that has energy and, like I said, passion, grit, and you see it on the tape. So come get me.
Yeah, natural hands, or do you have to work at it?
Natural. I play baseball, so something that I'm always easy at doing, and just take it to the football field and just translate.
How long into your life did you play multiple sports? Because there's always that argument. Some kids want to focus on only one. Others understand there's a benefit to doing different things and developing different skills. How long did you do both?
So I played baseball when I was about 8, and then I stopped when I got to ninth grade. So pretty much did a lot of different sports up until around ninth or 10th grade.
How many different visits did you take in this process of getting ready for the draft?
Took 5. So I was with the Giants, went to see the Bengals in Cincinnati, went to Denver to see the Broncos. I went to Dallas for the Cowboys, and then Houston to see the
Was
Texans.
was there any team that you talked to, visited, heard from, anything that it just kind of, you're like, kind of surprised you that that team was showing interest?
Not really, no. I mean, um, I think it's just far as different places. You get to experience different environments when you fly to each different organization. It may be the total opposite of the last one that you were just at, and as far as the facility and all of those things. But at the end of the day, all of them were great people, and I enjoyed each one of them.
You were number 4 at Mississippi. You were number 1 at Ohio State. How like, are you a number guy? Some guys, like, it's important they have a certain number. Or I get the feeling your attitude is just give me whatever number you want to give me. I'm going to go play football.
Yeah, so I came to Ohio State, and I was like, man, I'm gonna change my number to number 1. I thought it was just something different. And the last person that wore it was Justin Fields. So I was like, I want to change my number to number 1, and that's what I did. And I was just ready to go out and perform.
So are you hoping for 1, or you just, again, whatever you give me, just give me the football along with it?
Right, exactly. Whatever I feel like I want, I just ask for it. And then let's go play football.
Well, we're going to find out soon, Quinshon, where you're going to be playing in the NFL. You're playing on the Old Spice team for now. Give us one last good Old Spice pitch before we're done.
Yes, like I said earlier, man, Old Spice is great. One of my favorite products that they have is their refreshing deodorant and also their body wash, the Swagger. I love it a lot, and I look forward to the draft and everything as part of this process, and going to play football again.
Hey, we wish you all the best. Congratulations on all your success, and we'll be watching, and we'll be rooting for you as your career unfolds, Quinshon.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you, pal. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.